What's going on, Stim Junkies? High Stim Ace here. Hope you guys are having an amazing start to your week. I am here to make your Mondays a little bit better. So you guys know that High Stim Ace always struggles with Mondays. I am going for the tranquility of the weekend and going to the chaos and intensity of the week up ahead. I'm always busy grinding, working at my main job, working on my side hustles, and trying to do the whole YouTube thing. It's a little bit crazy in my life. So Mondays is especially crucial for me to always start off on the right note and really kind of ease my way into the week properly. So with that being said, today I'm going to be reviewing a nootropic that's been around for a little while, but this here is the latest version. I had this company reach out to me a while back, maybe close to a month ago at this point. I believe they're called CRTX Nutrition. I do have their two products right here. Yes, CRTX Nutrition, and the products we're going to be reviewing today, the main flagship product is called Focus Plus Energy, a daily, everyday use kind of nootropic, and they also have the non-stim version here, simply called Focus. So we're going to go over these nootropics. I'm going to tell you if it's worth checking these out, if it's worth looking into them, and if it's actually going to make a difference in your lives. I've ran these for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, different dosages, different combinations. I tried pairing the two, and I've used them in a whole bunch of different events and circumstances. So without further ado, guys, let's roll that freaking intro and let's get to talking about some nootropics in 2025. So this here is very interesting. This is called the Focus Plus Energy Premium Nootropic. It claims to enhance memory, focus, and mood. And looking at the label, which we're going to get to into a moment, there aren't any stimulants on here other than caffeine. And even the caffeine that's in here is dosed relatively low compared to other comparable products. I reviewed the Wing Nootropic a couple of months back. Really like that one, but that one does have a little bit of alpha-O in there, a little bit of Araya. And sometimes we don't want to take crazy stimulants first thing in the morning, especially if you're running this or planning on running a product like this 2, 3, 4 days a week, right? And then you're coming home later in the evening. You want to train and actually take your strong stimulants for training. You don't want to be hopped up. You don't want to be crashing or anything like that. So this here is what I like to call a classic nootropic with just a little bit of stimulation from the caffeine. Let's talk about it. So as I mentioned earlier, the two labels on here are almost identical, but there are 2 or 3 little differences. We're going to highlight them in a little bit, but we're going to read the label on here, the Focus Plus Energy. This is the flagship product, and I'm going to tell you about the other differences as soon as we go through this label. So you can either take this at 3 capsules or 6 capsules, 6 caps being the full dose, and depending on that, you're either going to get 30 servings or 15 servings, so a little bit less servings than what we're used to. 20 is usually the bare minimum in 2025, but again, you're getting 6 capsules here at the full dose, which is going to bring it to 15 servings per container. Now, we're going to read everything as it pertains to 6 capsules because that's how we do it, but you might not necessarily have to run it at 6 caps. We're going to talk about it in the effects section. So we're going to begin with vitamin B2 at 2.5 milligrams, vitamin B3 at 15 milligrams, vitamin B6 at 20 milligrams, folate at 150 micrograms, and vitamin B12 at 100 micrograms. Okay, so we're getting the miscellaneous vitamins out of the way. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this label, what you actually came here to see. We're going to begin with L-tyrosine coming in at 1,000 milligrams. So you're getting 1 full gram of L-tyrosine in here, which really is going to dial you in and give you a nice laser focus, but without that crazy illicit tunnel vision that comes with insane high stim nootropics, such as Overtime or Speed or anything from that category, right? This is really a classic nootropic, and the label does reflect that. We do move on to alpha GBC next, which is another classic nootropic ingredient. And this one comes in at 600 milligrams, but here's the twist. You're getting a 90% yield on here. So if my math is correct, I think that comes in at about 510 milligrams or something like that. Guys, I flunked math, okay? So don't be too harsh on me if I'm screwing this up, but you're getting most of that 600 milligrams of alpha GBC, which most times you don't. Most times it's a 50% yield. So that's really interesting. And right away, you can see that they're already catering towards that full nootropic experience. And up next, we got lion's mane mushroom extract, 10:1 ratio, 500 milligrams. So a good dose there. We got bacopa extract, which I believe is another mushroom extract coming in at 300 milligrams. We got rhodiola rosea extract, which is going to enhance the effectiveness of all these crazy nootropics we got in here, coming in at 300 milligrams. L-theanine, 200 milligrams for relaxation, which is interesting because usually you see L-theanine either as a standalone kind of supplement. You see it in sleep aids. Sometimes it does promote that relaxation. Not that it makes you tired, not that it makes you sleepy, but it does promote a relaxing sense of well-being. But there are other benefits. Supposedly it helps with blood flow, so maybe they're using that as an ingredient to shuttle all these nutrients to your body, to your brain. It's a big possibility, guys. I'm going to tell you one thing, I definitely did not feel sleepy on this, so I don't think there's any negative impact coming in from that L-theanine. We do have caffeine anhydrous coming in next at 100 milligrams, which is a very, very low dose. And I kind of like it because I'll be honest, when I run nootropics or fat burners or anything like that first thing in the morning before I go to work, I usually pair it with a cup of coffee. It's just an old habit, and I like the fact that the coffee kind of amplifies the effectiveness of these ingredients. So if this here had like 250 or 300 milligrams of caffeine, and then I'm downing another cup of coffee on top of it, it's a little overkill, especially before I'm going to work. So I like the fact that they're keeping the caffeine in here light. You also do have 100 milligrams of dicaffeine malate, which only yields, I think, 50 or 75%. So you're getting about 150 to 175 milligrams of total caffeine in here, which is great. You don't have to pair it with a cup of coffee. That's just something I like to do. But overall, very, very solid. And lastly, you do have two more ingredients. You got black pepper extract for the absorption, 500 milligrams, because we got a lot of nootropics in here, and we really want our mind to absorb it all. And lastly, you do have the huperzine A, which helps with additional focus, coming in at 200 micrograms. Okay, so a very, very solid label, right? And looking at the stim-free version of the focus that we have here, it's essentially the exact same label. The only thing is that you're getting, in the vitamin section, you're getting calcium coming in at 78 milligrams. You're going to get phosphorus coming in at 58 milligrams. Very oddly specific numbers here. I don't know why they have those numbers, but I don't really care. And then you're also just getting cordyceps mushroom extract. So that is replacing the caffeine. You're getting no caffeine anhydrous and no dicaffeine malate. They're taking out the caffeine, and instead you're getting cordyceps mushroom extract, which is another nootropic mushroom, coming in at 500 milligrams. Everything else is identical. Before High Stim Ace discusses the last 2 weeks running Focus and Focus Plus Energy, don't forget to like this video, comment down below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or somebody that really needs a good daily nootropic, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. All right, guys, so I got the two products here, Focus Plus Energy, which is the stim version. Not a lot of stims in here, as you guys just saw in my label breakdown. And then we got the non-stim Focus, right? So I tried running these. I've been running these for the last 2.5 weeks. Like I said, I've already had these here for about 3.5 weeks, and I've been running them regularly, but I've been dealing with a little bit of insanity in my personal life, so I haven't gotten a chance to really bring the review together the way I wanted it to. Now, the first time I ran it, I took the Focus Plus Energy at 3 capsules, which is half the dose, because every time I try something new and it's something that I take to work with me, I'm never going to do the full dose because I don't want to take a risk. I don't want it to kind of mess me up in a negative way. Maybe I'm going to have an adverse reaction to it and then it messes up my workday. I don't want that. So if something comes in more capsules than 2, meaning I can cut the dose in half, I will always do it for the first time. So I did just that. I took the Focus Plus Energy Nootropic blend with a little bit of caffeine that does come included in it. Took it at the 3-cap dose, and that brings the caffeine to about, 85, 90 milligrams, something like that. Very, very low dose, essentially the equivalent of a cup of coffee. And speaking of cups of coffee, I paired it with a cup of coffee. Now, the interesting thing I like about this one is that within like 10-15 minutes of taking the capsules and then pairing your cup of coffee on top of it, you're going to feel a nice sense of alertness, almost kind of like you're waking up for the second time. You know, I wake up every morning at 6:45, 6:50, and then I'll have my cup of coffee first thing in the morning. I'm a zombie when I wake up, guys. I need my caffeine and stimulation. I'm High Stim Ace after all. But when I take this after my morning cup of coffee or with the morning cup of coffee, it's almost kind of like I wake up for a second time, right? I wake up for my cup of coffee, and then I have like a second awakening where I'm actually awake, but not just awake, I'm alert for the first time during that day. the nootropics do a really good job of getting you that good focus and clear mental stimulation without you feeling stimmed out. And that's because there is no other stimulants in here other than the caffeine, which again is minimally dosed. You're not getting alpha-yo in here. You're not getting ariogenesis to give you that buzz. And I like the buzz when I'm training or when I'm on an off day running a lot of errands and stuff like that. Sometimes I like taking 4 caps of overtime on a Sunday morning if I have a lot of errands I got to run and I want to catch a little buzz while I'm also being productive and focused. But these here are perfect to take for work, whether you're dealing with paperwork, whether you're dealing with other people, whether you're doing physical labor, whatever you may be doing. You're not really going to get a lot of energy from this one, despite the fact that it's called Focus Plus Energy. The energy is really just the caffeine, and it's not that much caffeine to begin with. So I wouldn't really take this if you're looking for an energy supplement, but if you just want something that's going to have you focused, dialed in, and also give you a sense of well-being and relaxation, I do think that L-theanine comes in really nicely with all these nootropics, then this is a great product, guys. I literally ran it a week straight at 3 capsules, and then I did up it to 6 capsules, which really does give you a more locked-on focus, but if I'm being honest, guys, I don't notice much of a difference from 3 capsules to 6 capsules. That's just me. But you guys may notice a little bit of a difference. So if you want my recommendation, you run it at 3 caps. If it works for you, then just run it at 3 caps and you're going to get 30 servings instead of 15. So it's going to be a little bit lighter on your wallet, a little bit easier on your financial situation. Now, what I like doing, what I really like doing, since I have 2 of these, right? I got the Focus Plus Energy, and then I just got the non-stim Focus. So what I like to do is run 3 of these first thing in the morning with my morning cup of coffee, or like 20, 30 minutes after that morning cup of coffee. Then around 1 o'clock after my lunch, when I'm kind of coming down a little bit and I have that 20-minute break to kind of reset myself mentally, get myself ready for the second half of the day, I will take 3 of the non-stim ones. And to me, that creates a perfect balance because I'm already energized. I'm not crashing or anything. If I were to take something that was super high stim with Araya, Alpha-Yo in the morning, then you best believe around 1 o'clock, I'm going to have a little bit of a crash. The fact that this has no illicits and no crazy stims, no halostation, nothing like that, means I can take it and I don't have to worry about crashing later on. It's not going to give you a big burst of energy, but you're also not going to crash. This is all about productivity and nootropic sense of well-being and just a good clear focus and really getting you sharp and focused and dialed in on whatever it is that you are doing. So it's perfect to take for work. So I will take the Focus Plus Energy, 3 capsules in the morning, and then in the afternoon if I need it. If I feel like I really need that extra focus, if I have extra tasks I got to take care of, then I will take the other 3 capsules in the afternoon, maybe pair a second cup of coffee with it, maybe an energy drink, whatever. Or you could just take the regular one, the Focus Plus Energy, take the other 3 caps in the afternoon, and you're good to go. But the reason I like having both of them is because I can mix and match. And I can essentially play Mad Chemist and do whatever it is that I'm trying to do because every day is different for High Stim Ace. I got different responsibilities at work on different days. And for me, sometimes I'll just run the non-stim one for that day. Other times I'll take 3 and 3, mix and match. Other times I'll just take the 6 first thing in the morning if it's a hectic Monday morning and I know that as soon as I'm entering the door, I got a lot of stuff I got to do, then I want to take the full dose and really be dialed in. But if I'm being honest, you're not going to feel such a massive difference between 3 and 6, maybe a little bit, but to me, you can get away with running it at 3. It feels like these ingredients are well sourced and they are definitely well dosed. And this is a perfect classic everyday use kind of nootropic. I really, really like it. Now, another interesting thing that I did try during the last 2 weeks and something that you guys can definitely do is if you're running a pre-workout, right? Like a regular daily basic use kind of pre-workout, and you want to add a little bit of that nootropic focus to it. You guys like having that dialed in focus in the gym. You like being dialed in and focused and zoned in and whatnot. Then you can definitely take either 3 or 6 of these, the non-stim nootropic ones, and you can pair it on a pre-workout that has no nootropics in there, and you can get in that extra dialed in focus because, again, stimulants increase the effectiveness and potency of these nootropics. It works really well with stimulants. So if you got yourself something like the Apollon Gym Classic, right, which I'm actually going to be reviewing really, really soon. Really like this one, by the way, but this here is a core kind of pre-workout, meaning it's something you can run pretty much every day. It's got the basic package in here to do whatever you need to get done in the gym. You can take this here, you can pair yourself 3 or 6 of these and really create a nice nootropic kind of pre-workout experience. Or if you're crazy like High Stim Ace and you want to run something insane, something 2 amino alpha-O based, and you still want that extra level of focus and dialed in tunnel vision, then you can combine a little bit of these capsules, 3 to 6, whatever works for you, and you're going to take things to the next level. So it's very versatile, and I really, really like it. So as of now, the only place to pick up these capsules is on Amazon, and I'm going to leave the link down below. I do not have a discount code. I'm not affiliated with this brand. They did send these my way for review, and I am here giving you an honest, unbiased review, as I always have, and as I will always continue to do. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to leave the link down below. They do have discounts sometimes through Amazon, so check it out. You guys might catch yourself a discount, but I'm going to leave the link down below in case you guys do want to check these out. I really like them. I give them the High Stim Ace seal of approval. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you found this review beneficial and informative, don't forget to like the video, comment below, share the channel with a fellow stim junkie or a nootropic enthusiast, and I will see you all next time for the next High Stim pre-workout review. Take care, everybody. High Stim Ace, signing off.